If you feel like you're one of those people that is so fixated on your goal and reaching it, and all you can picture is being down 10 pounds or fitting back in that pair of jeans, and it just feels like no matter what you try, you just cannot get there, you are in the right place. I want to talk to you today about how to stop chasing results and actually get them. It's a simple mindset shift that's going to move you forward. I'm going to give you something that is actionable and that I use with my clients every single day to help them get results, and I'm here to share that with you. If we haven't met before, my name is Tanessa Shears. I'm a weight loss coach for women, and I help women develop easy habits, simple strategies, and I teach them how to put their meal planning on autopilot so that they can get the results they want. So let's jump in. So here's the thing. I often find when I start working with clients, they have a goal in mind, like they want to lose 10 pounds of body fat, or they want to fit in a certain pair of jeans or something like that, and they have tunnel vision on that goal, and that goal is the be-all, end-all of their success. Either they achieve it or they don't. They're either a winner or they're a loser. And I really want them to break this habit, because when you're always focusing that far down the road, you feel like all you're doing in the meantime is busy work while you're stressing out trying to wait to get there. But here's the thing I want you to understand. You can have a goal, okay? You can set your target so that you know what direction to head your boat in, okay? So you have your goal. But the most important thing is what you do each day consistently. The actions and the habits that you do every single day, because that goal is going to come eventually. But the thing is, if you're always looking out down the road at your goal, you're going to be so distracted, you're not going to be able to focus on what gets done today. Because here's the thing, the only thing you can control in this journey is the actions that you take today. And when those actions are consistent, you get to your results. So here is what we're going to talk about. This is the strategy. So we know that we're going to rein it in, and we're going to start focusing on the systems that we go through on a daily basis. These are the systems that are going to help us drop our last 10 pounds, okay? So what I'm going to get you to do is I want you to grab a pen and paper. Either you can pause this and do it right now, or you can come back and watch it later with a pen and a paper, but I need you to do this. I want you to write down a list of everything that goes into losing weight, okay? And then what I want you to do is take that list, and I want you to figure out how you could improve each area by just 1%. So think about this. You have all of the actions that you do on a daily basis that go into helping you drop body fat, okay? You have all the actions. If you wrote them all down and you wrote one thing that you could do to improve each one by 1%, when you put all of those things back together and they are all improved by just 1%, the effect begins to compound. So here's where we go wrong. We start adding in that 1% change in every little area. And we get back going, and we're on day 1, day 2, day 3, and we don't notice massive changes, so we throw our hands up in the air, we say, I quit, and we're done. But here's the thing. Those kind of changes happen over time. So I was reading a book called Atomic Habits, and they used the most brilliant imagery that I want to share with you. So I want you to picture you're in a cold room right now. This is from that book. And I want you to picture an ice cube sitting on the counter, and it's below 0 right now. It's below freezing. So you're watching that ice cube waiting for it to melt. And say, I'm in Canada, so we're going to use Celsius. So say it's -5 degrees Celsius. And you're watching the ice cube, it's not melting. It's -4 degrees. We heat the room up a little bit. It's not melting. -3, not melting. You get the point. -2, -1. All of a sudden you hit freezing, 0, and then 1, and the ice cube starts to melt. So what happens when we start making changes is we are heating up from -5 to -1, and we don't see those results right away, but it's at that critical point when all of those little 1% improvements start making a difference that the ice cube starts to melt. But here's the thing, we're so impatient that we don't get to the point where the ice cube starts to melt. We think that all of this we're doing isn't doing anything, but it is. We just haven't reached that threshold where it's starting to happen. So you're going to take all those things that go into your goal, break them down, improve them by 1%, put them back together. Step 2, you're going to practice patience. So what I did to help give you an example is I broke down the 9 biggest areas that I think are important when it goes into either getting healthier, dropping a dress size, losing 10 pounds body fat, whatever it is. All right, sleep, your stress levels, your ability to plan, what food you eat, what time you eat that food, your commitment and your mindset, your exercise, your hydration, and your personal responsibility. And by personal responsibility, you know that you are directly affecting your results in your life. It's nobody's fault you ate that food. It's nobody's fault we're at the weight we're at. It's our own. So those are the 9 areas: sleep, stress, planning, the food you eat, the time you eat, the commitment you have, your exercise, the water you drink, and your personal responsibility, okay? So what I did was I actually sat down and where are all the areas I could improve by 1%? And here's the thing. Don't improve it by 10%. I just literally want you to do 1%. 1% per day. So here are, I think I came up with like 8 ideas of how from where I am right now, I could improve by 1%. And I want you to keep in mind, if I did these every single day consistently, would things change? Okay, take a look. I could go to bed 5 minutes earlier. I could get out of bed exactly when my alarm goes off. Instead of laying there for 2 to 3 minutes and being warm, you kind of get that whole like, oh, do I really want to get up at 6 a.m. and go to the gym? Get out of bed right away. What difference would that make over a long term? How about have a plan in place, a rough outline of what I'm going to do during the day? I own my own business, so what that looks like for me is what time am I coming on here to talk to you live? When am I writing my newsletters? When am I working one-on-one with clients? Structured my day. Number 4, have my dinner plate made ahead of time. So I want you to think about this. If you struggle with a certain meal of the day, mine is staying on track at dinner. I have no problem during the day. Dinner is my hardest one. So if I had my dinner literally just plated ahead of time so that I didn't have to make any decisions about how much to eat, is this what I really want to eat, would that make a difference? Absolutely yes. Waiting until 11 a.m. to have my first meal. Having a larger cup of water at my desk while I work during the day, that would absolutely help. Sitting in discomfort for 1 more minute when I feel like I really want to have something off of my plan or that's not a whole food, waiting 1 more minute before I make that decision to make sure that that's decision I truly want to make. And if I gave just 1% harder effort at the gym. So one of the things I'm doing right now is I'm doing a lot of spin classes that are virtual, but once in a while the video buffers. And I could use that as a chance to get an extra 20 seconds of hard work in that wasn't planned during my workout while it waits for the video to reload. So those are all ways that I could make a 1% improvement. And I mean, if you're just looking at something like having a larger cup of water at my desk, well, that's not going to look like something that's massively going to change everything. But if I made a 1% improvement in all of those different areas, when I put my plan back together, it is going to be a system that is going to have a significant increase in my ability to perform and the results I get. So here is the moral of this, you guys. I don't want you looking down the road, focusing at your goal. Yes, it's important because I need you to have somewhere to aim, but you need to be looking at your daily activities. Are you being consistent? All you have control over is the actions you choose to do today. Now, if you look at those actions, instead of like completely trying to overhaul everything, how could you improve those daily activities by just 1%? Don't disregard that 1% will make a difference. Think about the ice cube example I shared with you from that book, Atomic Habits. By the way, amazing book. I highly recommend for you to pick it up if you can. It's a great book. But that is what I want you to work on. So I want you to leave a comment right below and let me know what is one thing right off the bat you're like, I could definitely make a 1% improvement there. Is it your sleep? Is it what you eat? Is it plating your dinner? Leave a comment below. And don't forget, you guys, if you haven't had a chance to download my No BS guide to a total diet makeover, it's completely free and I share with you the details and the questions I ask myself when I'm trying to decide if the foods on my plate are whole foods and if I'm getting a balanced meal. And I also talk to you all about intermittent fasting. So this talks about how to balance your hormones through the time of day you eat. I talk all about that completely for free in this guide. If you haven't grabbed it yet, head to TanessaShears.com/diet makeover and you can get that guide to your inbox for free. So 1% better, that's what I'm asking of you because it does make a difference. It's about consistency and small daily actions that you can do. I hope you have a beautiful day and I'll see you next time. Bye.